So you have to wonder, with it being just 2 weeks away until May 4th, is Hot Toys going to be chock full of Star Wars May 4th week? And I say yes. But what exactly are we going to get? You may be surprised by my insight and analysis. We're going to dive into that within this episode for sure. And with the recent releases for Star Wars Hot Toys, such as that KX Enforcer droid, and even more recently, that DX-25 Bespin Luke out of left field, can we see the future clearly for what's coming for Star Wars, not only May 4th, but for the rest of 2022? We'll also get into that within this episode. And also, the secondary market for Star Wars Hot Toys has some real twists and turns. I can't wait to share it with you. And lastly, is it possible that the Hot Toys wizard has contacted the Dark Jedi once again? Let's dive into all of this, baby, right now. Welcome everybody to another episode of the Market Value Chart Show right here at 6 Scale Cantina. And in case you don't know who I am the Dark Jedi Aries Tarrington, and I'll be serving up all the Star Wars Hot Toys talk right here in the cantina. Let me know what table you're at, and I will serve you up for sure. Before we dive into this episode, I will tell you that there will be another 6 Scale Cantina brand new Star Wars Hot Toys giveaway. I'm going to give it away during the May 7th show at 6 p.m. Eastern, Saturday, May 7th. That is going to be 6 Scale Cantina's celebration for May 4th week. You must be subscribed to be eligible to win the free Star Wars Hot Toy. So go ahead and subscribe to the channel right now so that you're able to be eligible to win the free Star Wars Hot Toy. It will be sponsored once again from Ray at Hawk Wars Toy. The giveaway will be sponsored by Ray from Hawk Wars Toys. And the last time we did this was December, end of the year, to celebrate 2,000 subscribers. And the winner was Philip the Fool. So good luck to him again, and good luck to you all, but you must be subscribed. So go ahead and subscribe to it now. As far as what video to comment on, more information will be forthcoming on that before the May 7th show. But regardless, make sure you're subscribed, because that's the only way you will be eligible to win. So we certainly look forward to that, and I'll be telling you what Star Wars Hot Toy we'll be giving away. And you will, like the last time, get a choice between several, which is really, really cool that Ray from Hawk Wars Toys does it that way. Anyway, we have a lot to dive into within this episode. And I will be live once again this coming Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern, with Live and Raw. So you don't want to miss that. Live and Raw this coming Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern, with your Dark Jedi. So book that on your calendars for sure. You don't want to miss that. Will there be an interruption from the Hot Toys wizard? You'll have to tune in to find out. So, let's go ahead and go to 6scalecantina.com. And if you don't have 6scalecantina.com bookmarked, you may want to consider doing so. So, let's go ahead and scroll down to the biggest movers section here at 6scalecantina.com. If you're not familiar with the biggest movers section, for one particular week, it gives you the biggest trenders, whether it's trending up or down, from the market value chart on the next tab, which we'll go over a little bit later on the show. So let's go ahead and talk about some of these figures here. The first one, as you see on the first row, Darth Vader, Empire Strikes Back 40th, right below me right here that you see on your screen. The number one biggest trend and trending up from this past week. And if you remember back on some of my videos last year, I gave a lot of insight as to what I thought the future would hold for all the 40th anniversary figures, including this 40th anniversary Empire Strikes Back reissue of Darth Vader. It's a straight reissue, except minus the 40th anniversary packaging. And I suggested that it would bounce right back up to around the $450 to $500 tier range that this figure was at before it was announced that it was going to be reissued in 40th anniversary packaging. And sure enough, it was already showing signs of doing that well before we ever knew that Howard Chan and Hot Toys were going to surprise us coming out of left field with that DX25 Luke Bespin just from last week. Now, certainly that has had a major impact over the past week on this figure, but this figure was already pushing $400 prior to that. So very interesting indeed, and we're going to have to keep an eye on it. Let's look at some recent data here on this Lord Vader, and I'll pull this up onto the screen. And you could see right here, and this is going back to what I'm pulling up just from April 17th, $455 with 17 bids, not including the $31.25 in shipping, not including taxes. Wow. Great seller. Close to 320, all 100% positive feedback. And then, you can go ahead and look at some of these listings even prior to the April 13th DX25 announcement. And you can see right here, on April 13th, after that announcement, $529 is sold for. But back towards the end of March, $488. Wow. So very, very interesting indeed with this particular figure for Star Wars from Hot Toys. But you have to wonder, how high can this 40th Empire Strikes Back anniversary Darth Vader go within the secondary market? Can it breach the $500 tier range? And I say yes. How about the $600 tier range? Well, we're going to have to keep an eye on it, for sure. But I do think that it's very, very possible that it can. Let's actually go back to 6scalecantina.com and let's actually take a look at where this figure is sitting within the market value chart, which is the second tab at 6scalecantina.com. And what you could do here is just type in the word Vader in that little white search box. And when you do, everything from that has Vader in it from Hot Toys will come up. And you could see, kind of sorted out on the top of the list, right here on your screen. I'll highlight it. Darth Vader, MMS 572, Empire Strikes Back 40th. Now $436 and rising. There you go. So you can see the name right under my video face there. Wow. So I do believe that this will be a $500 tier range figure. We're going to have to keep an eye on it to see where it goes beyond that. Certainly, as the DX25 gets closer to release during 2023, this will rise even farther. And if this figure does go into the $500 tier range and starts approaching the the $700 tier range between 6 and 7, then we're talking about a whole different ballgame. Then you have to start considering, would Hot Toys actually reissue this for a third time? It's hard to tell. But it is very, very possible. Empire Strikes Back is one of the most popular and arguably the favorite Star Wars movie by a vast majority of Star Wars fans, diehard and casual. And they certainly would not have any problem selling a Darth Vader from Empire Strikes Back. You see right now, with so many new collectors coming into Hot Toys, and especially for Star Wars. And we're going to dive into that within this episode. How does Star Wars and Marvel and DC differ? I'm going to show you how it's vastly different, collecting-wise. And when you get collectors that are coming in for Star Wars, they need this Empire Strikes Back Darth Vader. And you have to wonder, does it matter if there's other Vaders that will be up on pre-order? And there will be. And I say, no, it won't matter at all. It absolutely won't matter at all. When Marvel was hotter than July, that's when you have all these Spider-Mans that are up on pre-order. You have about 8 of them. 6 scale, not including quarter. Iron Man, you have 10 of them. 6 scale, not including quarter scale. Loki, you got 4 of them. Certainly now that Star Wars has emerged back to its gargantuan, worldwide, galactic epicness, certainly characters like Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader, Boba Fett, and the Mandalorian will have several pre-orders at one time concurring. You could take that to the bank. So you can't put it past for this. If this actually starts hitting into close to the $600 tier range and beyond, because of the forthcoming release in 2023 for this Bespin Luke, especially within 2023, it would not surprise me at all. So, people ask me all the time, should I buy this? My point to you is, it's very, very high right now and trending up. And make no mistake about it, no matter what your opinion is on if they would do this a third time or not, there certainly is a possibility that they would cash in on putting it out again. If you think that they absolutely won't and there's no chance at all, then you've got your head buried in the sand. Let's go back to 6scalecantina.com. And let's actually go to the biggest mover section as we continue to move on within this episode for sure. And again, don't forget to subscribe to 6scalecantina.com while you're watching this. Much, much appreciated. And let's take a look. Obviously, all the Obi-Wans are going up in price. And we're going to talk about that a little bit. I want to talk a little bit about Chewbacca from A New Hope, Han Solo from A New Hope, Chewbacca from The Force Awakens, Han and Chewbacca from The Force Awakens. It just seems like all the Chewbaccas and all the Hans, including the Han from The Force Awakens, which is starting to show signs of trending up. But besides that, everything here is trending up like crazy. Pulling some recent data up on the screen for Han Solo and for Chewbacca. You know, I'm going to pull up actually this right here, which is very, very telling. And let's see if I actually have it. It's an ongoing. Here we go. Here it is. So even though this is pre-recorded, I kind of do it like we're live. Oh my goodness gracious. So here's the interesting thing about this. And you're only going to get this kind of insight, this type of data crunching, this type of watch out within the secondary market right here from 6 Scale Cantina and your Dark Jedi, Aries Tarrington. So you're saying to yourself as you're looking at this screen, wow, 2 hours left, $810 with 23 bids. Good seller, $278, 100% positive feedback. You don't get $278 if you're, not, if you're shady. So great. So you would think, okay, this is about where I would expect it. Here's the interesting thing. This has not one, but a myriad of missing accessories. It also doesn't have the Chewbacca display base. Digest that for a minute. It's absolutely not complete. And it's still going for $810, not including the $30 in shipping, not including taxes. For sure, this will sell over $900 just for this 2-pack with a myriad of missing accessories, including blasters, including the display base for Chewbacca. Wow. And going back to the market value chart, which is the second tab at 6scalecantina.com, and this time, instead of typing this in, I'm going to show you another way you can navigate the market value chart at 6scalecantina.com. You can go to that little current value column, which you see on the screen, and just click on the 2 arrows within the current value column a couple times, so you get the highest ranked figures to the lowest ranked figures. And you can see right on your screen, Han and Chewbacca A New Hope, MMS 263, we're just looking at it. It is the number 1 ranking selling hot toy set for Star Wars in the secondary market right now at $1,002 and steady. And when you get an average like that, that means that sometimes it's selling $900, sometimes it's selling $1,100. That's what an average does. In this set's particular case, sometimes you could go ahead and get it within high 800s. Sometimes it sells much higher than that, though, $1,300, $1,400, up to $1,700. I've seen this set in pristine, unopened condition go for numerous times. $1,002 and steady. And this actually made history because it was the first time for Star Wars Hot Toys within the secondary market that any set or any release from Hot Toys for Star Wars reached over the 1K tier range. And that was very, very recently. So very, very interesting. But just going back to that auction, right there, you could see that it is so highly desirable that even when it's missing things, even when it's incomplete, people want the damn thing. People want the set. That's a lot of demand for a very limited supply of this set, especially in good condition. What do you mean by good condition? Well, good luck trying to find that set, a Han Solo with the boots, not having some age within it where, you know, a lot of where the pleather within those boots, very rough on that figure. I'm lucky with mine. I have no problems with it at all. I also treat my figures, all my pleather. I'm going to put out a video on what I use. And I just get it off Amazon. And I treat all of my figures with that right when I get them. I'll be putting out a video on that soon on exactly what you should do. Trust me, besides having a humidifier within your display areas and climate control, you absolutely need to do this. You'll be in good shape. But I'm telling you right now, this particular figure, this particular set, and I'm going to show it one figure at a time. Right here, you can see right here. Here's that Han Solo that comes in that set. And man, I mean, that is Han Solo, Harrison Ford. Hot Toys put this out a while ago. And you have to wonder, does this hold up to today's standard? And I say yes. And especially when you look at this thing in person. And they can absolutely use this same head sculpt again and change some of the painting applications, change the position of the eyes, change the hair, and most certainly come out with another Han Solo release from the original trilogy, particularly Empire Strikes Back. It is absolutely a crazy, crazy, crazy figure. We're going to get into that right now, but I'm going to show this as well. Even from the sequels. And you could see this up on your screen. And you could look at this Chewbacca. And yes, all these figures I show are mine. This is Chewbacca from The Force Awakens. Look how sweet that is. And not to go into another subject, but honestly, I mean, some people got a bad batch of this. I'm one of the people. I got this brand new. So flippin', frackin' awesome. Falca Carb. Look at that damn thing. That's Chewbacca from The Force Awakens. Absolutely stunning. And absolutely starting to soar within the secondary market for Star Wars Hot Toys. Wow. And again, everything Han Solo right now is absolutely, absolutely on fire. So, what does this mean for a future Han Solo? We'll get to Chewbacca, but let's just talk about Han Solo. A future Han Solo announcement from Hot Toys for Star Wars. What does this mean? Well, you already saw my banner for this episode. So, I'm sure you've already spilled your coffee. And if you haven't, you most certainly did on April 13th with that DX25 crazy, out of left field announcement from Hot Toys for Star Wars. Why? Why in the world? Why in the world did they put this out when they did on April 13th? What would be the reason? And I'm pulling this up on the screen. Again, even though this is live. Even though this isn't live, it's kind of like it is live. And let me see if I could get this here. Here we go. There you go. All right. April 13th. Hot Toys announces this. So, there's two ways that May 4th is going to go. And we're going to tie this into the Han Solo. Okay? There's two ways that it's going to go. But first, let's talk about this, because this is very important. This was just 3 weeks away from May 4th, when Hot Toys announced this. Think about that. Now, there's two reasons why they put this out April 13th, okay? There could be two generalized reasons. Number one, they just wanted to put it out. And it had no indifference to May 4th whatsoever. Howard didn't care. Hot Toys brass doesn't care. They just put it out because that's the timing they wanted to put this out. Certainly everything that they're going to announce May 4th week, now listen very, very carefully, they already know and they already have it ready. You can rest assured on that at least most of it they have it ready. They're not struggling. So they could have easily saved this. Easily. For 23 days. They could have waited 23 days and give this to us May 4th or May 4th week. And how appropriate would that have been for Star Wars from Hot Toys? Arguably the most anticipated figure in recent times for Star Wars from Hot Toys. And they don't give it to us May 4th. Why? So one reason is they just wanted to put it out. Okay. And they don't care about May 4th. They certainly didn't care about May 4th last year. They didn't. They gave us a bunch of no legacy characters. No OT characters. It was very lackluster. And Sideshow Collectibles took the show with that General Grievous. And he's not really even a top tier Star Wars character, but certainly a very, very highly desired and beloved niche character for sure. And all the attention went to Sideshow. So why wouldn't Hot Toys want to take the attention this year in 2022 by putting this out 23 days later? Why not wait 23 days? Does someone have a gun to their head? Why? It's one or two things. One thing, it doesn't matter to them about the May 4th, okay? Or because they wanted to show us saying, hey, April 13th, here this Luke is. And you have to wonder, all of our fans, what does this mean we have in store for you May 4th week? Would they be savvy enough marketing-wise to understand that people's wheels started turning on what in the world they could be doing for May 4th week? And then you have to wonder, is it possible that we're going to get equal or even a more out of left field announcement for Star Wars on May 4th week, because they're basically telling us this here. And I say, I can't give you a definitive. Because here's the moral of the story. That same two scenarios is exactly the two scenarios that you're probably going to be getting in a way for May 4th week. It could go one of two ways. You're going to get some crazy or cool or very beloved announcement for a legacy character during May 4th week, or you're not at all. Because they already gave you this Bespin Luke 23 days before. So really, they don't have to give us anything. They've already given us one of the most anticipated announcements in recent years. So personally, I'm not disappointed if they don't come out with another one May 4th week. Because just like last year, it was very, very Mandalorian heavy. Very. And they gave us something from the Bad Batch. It was Echo. And is the plan that they wanted to get this out April 13th? Because we're going to get Mandalorian and Book of Boba Fett figures similar to what we got last year on May 4th week. And I say, I don't know. It's either going to be that, or it's going to be a legacy character, or you're going to get a mixture of both. One thing's for sure. Last year they gave us a myriad of characters from The Mandalorian. And I believe we're going to get a myriad of characters from The Mandalorian / Book of Boba Fett this May 4th as well. You could be looking at Cad Bane. You could be looking at Boba Fett, because we haven't received that yet, from the Book of Boba Fett. And if you think we're not going to get it because we have the one on the throne, you're sadly mistaken. You're going to get it. We haven't gotten Krassantan yet. We haven't gotten Cobba Vanth yet. And there could be a scenario, quite frankly, where you got this Luke 3 weeks before, and you're going to get Cad Bane May 4th week. And you're going to get Cobba Vanth May 4th week. And you're going to get Krassantan May 4th week. Which, to be quite honest with you, I would be spilling my coffee like crazy. That would be absolutely fine. But why would I be fine? Because we already got this. I wanted this more than anything. And we got this. It's interesting, isn't it? Last year we were starving for something OT like this. And we didn't get it. And instead we got Quill. We got the OG Mando reissue with the blurg. We got the blurg. We got a Mandalorian trooper. Something else. We got Echo. Everyone's like, The Echo, to me, was the best announcement. But unfortunately, didn't get a whole lot of hoopla because people were expecting something like this. And Grievous gave us something that we knew we were all expecting, a General Grievous. So maybe this time around, Hot Toys was just like, let us just put this out 3 weeks before, so that there's really no conversation at all. You all called for the Bespin Luke. You all cried for the Bespin Luke. You all prayed for the Bespin Luke. You all sent well wishes to the Hot Toys wizard for the Bespin Luke. Here's the Bespin Luke. Now we don't want to hear about it anymore. We're going to come out with Cad Bane May 4th week. We're going to come out with Krassantan May 4th week. We're going to come out with another Boba Fett May 4th week. Well, fine. Because he gave us this. That's one scenario this can go. And you need to be prepared for that, because I think that that's very, very possible. Very, very possible that that is something that we can be looking at. However, it can also be because they wanted to show us this. They wanted to prepare us for this. They want to wow us with this. They want to get us thinking about this. And the very interesting thing about this is, where's the Bespin Han? Where's the Bespin Han? Where's the Bespin Han? Well, it was teased in here not only once, but several times within these photos for the Leia. And it was very, very deliberate and very, very purposeful. You could look at the pants. That's Bespin. The whole thing is Bespin. The whole reason her figure was made was really to be able to be in this pose with Han Solo. It doesn't even come with a blaster. But this was basically around the same time as they started teasing the first prototype of that Luke Skywalker. We've been waiting just about almost an equal amount of time for the Bespin Luke and the Bespin Han. Putting this up onto the screen, I'll give you another one here. And, I mean, just look. Wow. I mean, the pants, you see it on the left side. You see Chewie behind her. I mean, and now you've got Bespin Leia. Now you've got Bespin Lando. Now you've got Bespin Luke. Now you've got Bespin Vader. That's what the 40th Vader is. You're missing Han Solo. One of the reasons why they put this out April 13th, possibly, could be because you're going to be getting the other figure you've been waiting for, which is this Bespin Han Solo. And make no mistake about it, when you look at auctions like the one that I showed you, where you have missing accessories and a missing base, and it's still jiving at $810 with still 2.5 hours left, with a very positive seller at almost $900 already, there is clear demand for this figure. And I already showed you it at $1,002 within the market chart at 6scalecantina.com. And I'll pull this up on the screen, which is also very telling. You could look at the Han and Chewbacca 2-pack from The Force Awakens. And this just sold yesterday for $679. Yesterday, the day before. Something like that. Not including the $38.17 in shipping, putting it over $700, not including taxes. There used to be a time where you could pick up the set around 500 something. That time has passed. That time doesn't exist no more. That time is gone. And when you got The Force Awakens Chewbacca and The Force Awakens Han showing demand, that gets the attention of Hot Toys, for sure. It absolutely gets their attention. Because it's absolutely bananas. And when you go ahead and take a look at sorting out everything, all best-selling, on Sideshow.com, Star Wars for Hot Toys, you could see right here, as I pull it up onto the screen, and as it loads, your number one selling figure is Luke Bespin. It doesn't matter that this is from 1981. It doesn't matter that this was from a long time ago, in a decade far, far away. It doesn't matter that it's not relevant to the book of Boba Fett. It doesn't matter that it's not relevant to the Mandalorian. It doesn't matter that it's not relevant to the Obi-Wan series. It doesn't matter that it's not relevant to the Bad Batch, or the Andor series, or the Ahsoka series, or the Acolyte, or the Lando series, or this, or that, or that, or this. Star Wars is on top. And they're doing it without even a movie. Last movie they had was The Rise of Skywalker. Marvel's had 3 or 4 movies since then. Star Wars is doing it with just 2 shows. Mandalorian and Book of Boba. There's a reason they erected theme parks to this. There's data that suggests how many people are interested in this IP throughout the world. It doesn't matter that he's not relevant right now in this outfit and from 1981. Because it sells, baby. And you got to get that off your head. Because it's one thing for sure. They're seeing that this sells better than Quill. Then I don't give a rat's arse if you think that Quill is more relevant and that's what they have to do. They will put this out. Because Quill wasn't even close to being number 1. Didn't even crack the top 10. What they're interested in is to show me the money. And when you look at this, and you look at what's going on with Han Solo in the secondary market, and if you're going to ask me right now, which is going to sell more for them, a Bespin Han or a Krassantan? The Bespin Han blows the Krassantan away, and I like Krassantan. And I'm telling you right now, the Bespin Han outsells the Cad Bane. It just does. And we all love Cad Bane, right? But why? He's not relevant. He's passé. He's from the past. It's for old people. They're not interested because Hong Kong's not interested. Who cares? I don't want to hear that ever again. Hot Toys is interested in making money. They don't just make money in Hong Kong. They make most of their money outside of it. Plus, there's a lot of interest in Asia with The Mandalorian. And when there's interest in an IP, you start getting interest in the history of the IP. That is the nature of things. What comes around, goes around, baby. That's what you're looking at. Don't live in denial. You can tell I get a little passionate about Star Wars, eh? Let's go ahead and put in Marvel. And this further backs up my point on how hot The Mandalorian and Star Wars is in general. Because, and I want to make sure that you see this as I'm looking at the screen. Yeah, you can see it. Moon Knight is the current show. There's not a Star Wars show going on right now. Book of Boba Fett's been over. Last I checked, Empire Strikes Back came out in 1981. This is hot. And Luke, from 1981, right behind him, with a droid that basically wasn't hardly even in Book of Boba Fett, right next to it. Imagine what Cad Bane does compared to that KX Enforcer droid. Imagine. Come on, I don't gotta tell you. You know it sells better. It does. It would. You don't think Hot Toys is seeing this? You don't think that they get information from Sideshow, their major distributor? You don't think they get intel on this? Oh, yes, Bespin Luke is selling good. What other Bespin figures can we come out with? The one you already freaking teased within the Leia photos, and you basically made that Leia for the Bespin Han? And don't tell me anything about licensing issues. There's no licensing issues with Han. There's issues with him approving his likeness. He has every right to do so. And I'm sure that's in a contract. But Disney don't hire no one anymore without their team of lawyers and making sure that they can use your likeness for whatever money they want to make. They don't go, oh, sure, whatever you want. We're just little Disney. We're going to cower in a corner and we're going to give you everything you want. And, oh, we can't make any marketing off you or anything off merchandise because you got to give you what you want. And it's okay. You know, we're the low dogs. And are you kidding me? Harrison wants paid. That's what he gets. He signs that contract for whatever money he gets. All that stuff goes. All these actors and actresses get the opportunity to give off on their likeness after so many times it gotta go. That's the real deal. Disney wants it, Disney gets it. Discussion over. Otherwise, go find another company to go act in. I was telling you that about the Costco Reeves. And a lot of people didn't want to believe me on it. But they don't make the same mistake twice. And they're certainly not going to do that with something as hot as what's going on here with Star Wars. Never going to happen. They would find another actress. Because to be quite honest with you, there's many actresses that would die to get that part. And the one that's going to get it is one where they can make money off of. But look at this right here. Moon Knight's the hot thing. But I guess 1981 is still hot. And I already told you how hot Han is. You've already seen it. So how long until we get the Bespin Han? And look, I've already told you about this. There was a time where not just Hot Toys. We would talk about Hot Toys and we think there's no other companies out there that make Star Wars toys. Nobody wanted to make the Star Wars toys. Really. After The Last Jedi. And with the results of The Last Jedi, they stopped making those toys. They couldn't wait. And with the Rise of Skywalker, hardly nothing. It was a dull time. It was the dark times. There were black clouds covering Star Wars. You couldn't even go on the internet without wanting to throw up if you were a fan like me. Because every darn thing was negative. It was negative. It sucked. A television show. Turn that around. And in a big, big, big way. Dark clouds are gone. It's blue skies. And it's totally different times. And it's very important to put these things together when trying to predict the future when it comes to Star Wars and Hot Toys. It's very, very important. You can't compare what happened with Star Wars Hot Toys in whole. In some things you can, but in whole, in entirety, from 4, 5, 6 years ago, and think it's going to be the same exact thing now. No one would buy the dark side Anakin. No one would buy the Emperor. Well, they're certainly buying it now for triple the price. Why? You think they'd be doing that right now if it was Last Jedi? If they came out with another Last Jedi after Rise of Skywalker? Man, you ask yourself that question. Really? Well, I think some fans would. They would still buy. Really? I consider myself one of the greatest fans in history. And I wasn't even buying stuff. Because I was just depressed about it. So I know it affected a lot of people that way, which affects sales. Which is why toy companies weren't making anything. Star Wars is very passionate. It's a very different collecting hobby. And I'll close it with this. And if you want some expanded thoughts on it, what I'm going to bring up here now, you may want to consider becoming a Cantina Insider. Okay? Becoming a Cantina Insider, you get live shows every week, unless I'm out of town. So every Sunday, you get Sunday Coffee with Aries. It's exclusively now a live show for Cantina Insiders every Sunday. If you join the channel, you get the opportunity to watch that, hang out with the Jedi, ask all the questions you want. It's absolutely fabulous. I'm pulling up 6scalecantina.com to give you a little bit of a preview for the Insiders. If you go ahead, and I'll switch to this screen, and look at the that pink banner on your right, you can see right here a little bit of preview, some banners of what you can get from being an insider. You see that Sunday Live Cantina Insider exclusive every Sunday while I'm in town. You get that. You also get just regular impromptu streams, Insiders Live, pre-recorded shows, crazy unboxings. All you got to do is take a look here, go to the channel, click the little join button, see everything that it comes with. If it interests you, you may want to consider joining. And you may want to consider joining for some expanded analysis on what I'm going to tell you right here. And I'll be diving into it. Collecting Star Wars. And a lot of collectors coming into Star Wars, and a lot of collectors that have come to Hot Toys because of Star Wars. It's a very, very different methodology and approach to collecting. And all you have to do is look at the history of Star Wars collecting. Look at the origin from the original toys from 1977 from Kenner, who basically started this whole thing. And it's very, very, very passionate. And it's very intricate, and it's not the same as Marvel. And it's not the same as DC. Very close thing would be G.I. Joe. Some of you will know where I'm going with this. But you certainly can't look at Marvel Hot Toys and think it's going to go the same exact way as Star Wars Hot Toys. You can't look at DC Hot Toys and think it's going to go the same way as Star Wars Hot Toys. You can't look to Back to the Future, Pirates of the Caribbean, any of the other Hot Toys the same way as you look at Star Wars, because Star Wars is a very unique collecting IP and community. It is. And a lot of the ways you can project how a lot of the precious collectibles go outside of Hot Toys for Star Wars is a way that you could kind of project, in a way, how Star Wars Hot Toys goes. If you want more information on that, join the Dark Jedi's channel, and I'll be happy to spill some coffee with you and give you some expanded thoughts and some heightened analysis. Go ahead and hit that like button if you enjoyed the content. And please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I so very much appreciate your support. And the other reason you want to subscribe, like I spoke about at the onset of the show, I'm going to be giving away another brand new Star Wars Hot Toys, courtesy of Ray at Hawk Wars Toys, who's sponsoring my May 4th week celebration, which will end May 4th week, Saturday, May 7th at 6 p.m. Eastern during my regular 6 p.m. show on Saturdays. I'll be giving it away then. To be eligible to win, just like the giveaway I did for reaching 2K subs back in the holidays, you have to be subscribed. Hit the subscribe button right now. And while you're at it, smash the like button. More information on what you got. You got to comment on a video. If you want to comment on this, please do. It's probably going to be the video from before, the one that I put out before that actual show. I'll be live this Saturday. This coming Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern as well. You will get the Dark Jedi live and raw. We'll be going over all the crazy stuff. We'll only be a week and a half away, basically under 2 weeks away, almost a week and a half away from May 4th. This Saturday, you don't want to miss it, 6 p.m. Eastern. We'll have some stimulating conversation. Go ahead and reserve your table now. We already got to fill up Grogu. Come on, baby. Hey, I've got a booming, and I don't promote it enough. But maybe now that I'm doing pre-recorded videos, I can promote it enough again. Within the video description is my Facebook group. It also has so much information on the channel, on Hot Toys, and so many people that participate on the channel communicate on there. It's a real fun forum. Go check it out. My Facebook, 6 Scale Cantina, link in there. My Instagram, I put up a lot of stuff on there. Check it out. I got the Instagram social media within the link below as well. I don't always buy coffee out, but when I do, I buy from 6 Scale Cantina. Stay thirsty, my friends.